Hey everybody, how are you today? Here I am up on another beautiful mountain in Sedona. The beauty still reaches me down deep in my heart and in my soul. So it's been several days since I've shot a video, actually. I don't know exactly how many days, but I know it's several. I mean, it's just the continued upward climb like this, but I feel strength developing in me, or that I'm reaching some of my strength. Not all the time, but some of the time. As some of you saw, I also dance sometimes. Right, there's this video that I did, if you haven't seen it, which is pretty cool, because that's joy. You forget about everything. And that made me think about something. These moments where I dance, it's the idea, of course, of being in the present, right? Even if I cried before and I'm going to cry after, or whatever happens, this is a moment of giving yourself permission to just feel joy, even if so much feels like a mess in your life. So that's super important. As I was laying in bed the other night, in the middle of the night, nights are still terrible. I dread going to bed because my mind just starts going, and it goes in the past and in the future, because that's the only way that we suffer, right? It's like, if I think of the good stuff in the past with Dan, then it's sad because I'm sorry that this isn't anymore. If I think of what made us separate, the bad things, then it's like a whole different way of making me fall apart. So if I look at the past, I can fall apart because of what is no longer there, and I can fall apart for what was. Then if I flip and I go and look at the future, I can think of, oh my God, I'm not going to have this in the future. And that makes me sad, because all the good things that I imagined, the vision that I had for our future, no longer exists. I mean, I don't know what the future is, but right now it's not the vision anymore. So if I think of good things that could have been in the future, it also makes me fall apart. Or if I think of the future, if I'm honest, Dan has stage 4 cancer. So sometimes I'm literally freak out inside, mostly in the middle of the night, thinking of what the future may be. That's really, really scary to me. So it also makes me fall apart. We all know that the answer is in the present. But what I've realized too, that we do sometimes, often, I don't know, is that when we're in the present, the ego can even mess this up, because then the ego comes in the present. And if you're finding joy, or just not thinking of the past, not thinking of the future, the ego will make you feel like, well, there's something wrong with you because you're enjoying this moment, and your past is so sad and such a mess, and the future is so uncertain and so scary. What the hell are you doing enjoying your present? So I'm just like, I've got no answer for this, but I'm just kind of, the other night I was laying in bed and just kind of baffled by the trickiness of this ego that just won't let us, even if we're focused on the present, it finds a way to just swoop in and kind of makes you feel guilty for something that you can feel in the present if you have the grace of not thinking of the past and the future. And it made me think, I think it's a little bit like there's similarity when you grieve for somebody that you loved that no longer is in your life, somebody that actually died, not a separation. But there is a guilt sometimes that comes from feeling joy and feeling happy, or starting something new and appreciating life, because there's this weird thing that we feel like we're not honoring the person who died, because how dare we feel happiness when that person has passed and no longer is part of our lives. So it's really, there's really some work to do with the present. And it's nothing new, but there's this weird twist of it that I thought of the other night, that wow, there's even a way that the ego comes and messes up the present. So something to be aware of, and just to try to take away some of that power that ego has on our lives, because he's got a lot of power and it's not his place to have. So I'm enjoying this present moment, and I'm here with you, and that makes me happy. This is a good moment. I'll see you soon. Thanks for being here. And if you're watching this and getting something out of it, subscribe, because that will support me by telling YouTube that there is something of value on my channel. Thanks. I love you.